How you doing, Team Up? Hard News Murdock? Y'all know what time it is now. It was expected, but it's still pretty wild to see the establishment losing their mind at the fact that they might be looking at a Bernie Sanders 2020 candidacy, especially since the new polls came out and it showed even though he might lose South Carolina, he still might run away with at least 13 states come Super Tuesday. Now, you would think with stats like that, they'll get all behind Bernie because they're always talking about party unity, but Bernie definitely is not part of the establishment, so they'd much rather just see him get out of here.
Son of a bitch, Paul, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
But unfortunately for them, Bernie has way too much support, so he has the power to fight back.
Let's do it!
But that don't stop them from constantly attacking them on the news and on the debate stage. Take a look for yourself.
I don't understand how Bernie is considered a frontrunner.
In New Hampshire, 52% of voters wanted either Pete Buttigieg or Amy Klobuchar or Joe Biden. Moderates are winning.
Why wasn't Buttigieg's win in Iowa a bigger banner headline? He also has upset Bernie Sanders in both states.
The story of the night, Amy Klobuchar, now in third place.
The story of the Sanders campaign so far this year is how much ground he's lost from 4 years ago.
Bernie Sanders may have eked out the most votes in Iowa and New Hampshire. But if you look at the numbers more closely, it shows a candidate hitting a ceiling. If you look at the combined percentages among the centrist candidates, they do much better than the progressives.
When you add up the totals, though, for Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, and Joe Biden, when you add them up last night, that's more than half the electorate backing a moderate.
Buttigieg and Klobuchar and Biden split the moderate vote, with their combined percentage overwhelming that of Sanders, who got 26%. I'm reading last night about the fall of France in the summer of 1940, and the general, Renault, calls up Churchill and says, "It's over." And Churchill said, "How can it be? You got the greatest army in Europe. How can it be over?" He said, "It's over." I remember the Cold War. I have an attitude towards Castro. I believe if Castro and the Reds had won the Cold War, there would have been executions in Central Park, and I might have been one of the ones getting executed. And certain other people would be there cheering, okay? So I have a problem with people who took the other side.
The happiest person right now, it's about 1:15 Moscow time. This thing is going very well for Vladimir Putin. I promise you. He's probably staying up watching us right now. How you doing, Vlad?
No one else is as hungry, angry, enraged, and determined as Sanders voters. Democrats need to sober up and figure out what the hell they're going to do about that.
The entire theory that by expanding the electorate, increasing turnouts, you can win an election is the equivalent of climate denial. All right? When people say that, they're as stupid to a political scientist as a climate denier is to an atmospheric scientist. If you're voting for him because you think he'll win the election, because he'll galvanize heretofore sleepy parts of the electorate, then politically you're a fool.
So describing what sounds a lot like political suicide, and I think we need a psychologist to understand that. But the Sanders campaign and the Trump campaign, they've taken these things to dark arts of abusing the press, of bullying the press. I mean, what do we miss in terms of paying attention to a squeaky, angry minority and ignoring the majority?
Right. Vladimir Putin thinks that Donald Trump should be president of the United States, and that's why Russia is helping you get elected, so you'll lose to him.
I agree on a lot of things, but I think I would make a better president than Bernie.
You think the last 4 years has been chaotic, divisive, toxic, exhausting? Imagine spending the better part of 2020 with Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump.
Bernie Sanders' analysis is right. The difference is I don't like his solutions.
Bernie voted 5 times against the Brady bill.
I'm hearing my name mentioned a little bit tonight. I wonder why.
So let me put this into perspective for you. The establishment would rather back up the man that has 450,000 donors and attack the guy who has 1.4 million donors in climate and dominates the whole map. Okay, y'all could back up Fire Marshal Biden, but let's see how far that gets you.
Certainly.
And instead of backing up the guy that's gaining ground to the point where even the Fox News poll shows him beating Trump at 7 points, they would rather back up the guy that's losing ground and only beat Trump by 3 points. And on top of that, all Pete Buttigieg love to do is bite Obama speeches all day.
The way we do every other election, by giving it to the person who got the most votes.
Just a thought.
brings us
Because
together.
this
Now,
country
this country was built.
and
It is a
water
movement
coolers
reaching into
and
church basements and barber
and in our
shops, into
schools
universities and
and with our
union
kids.
halls.
And if the boys
we can
can
light
change
up
the
a
world,
neighborhood, then we
they
can
can
light up
change
a
the
city.
city.
Shines as a beacon
to the
around the
world.
world once more.
And this is our chance to answer that call.
Don't even bring up Michael Bloomberg, because with all the money he's spending, he still can't buy his way above 20% in the national polls, and his numbers just keep on dropping.
The price is wrong, bitch.
But hey, if they want to back up these guys and continue to bash Bernie, fine by me, because all they do with every attack is just help him rise more in the polls every day. And with that, that's all I have. Like and subscribe if you like what you see. Remember, the revolution is unclassified. Later.